Yeah.
Sleuthing kind of reminds me of Sherlock Holmes. That's not
exactly.
what I do. You know, I don't hide in the shadows.
You're like an investigative reporter, though.
Sort of, sometimes. And then sometimes I do things like put emojis on the board. Mic drop. Let's talk about the Browns, right?
Yes.
John Dorsey talked this week, and he said that he wants to keep this as quiet as he did the draft process. He's going to go dark on people. It's a lot harder to do that with a coaching search because you have to actually talk to the coach. You've got to negotiate. You've got to interview. With the draft, you don't have to tell anybody anything until you make the pick. So I think you're going to probably hear a little bit more as this goes along. I do know that he wants a Kansas City style approach in there where the head coach kind of run things and everybody works together. There's cooperation in the building in Kansas City, at least until it came time for him to sign a contract extension.
Right.
But he likes the structure of the way that Andy Reid runs things. And there's also some thought in that building that what if we bring in someone who can run a Kansas City style of offense for Baker Mayfield?
Offensive coordinator for Kansas City? Is he
Eric Bieniemy?
Is he in the running?
No, let's not get this twisted. Andy Reid is the offensive coordinator.
Well, but Bieniemy is right there. And listen, people said the same things about Doug Peterson and Matt Nagy. But the problem is, once these guys keep going, you know, Peterson's in Philly, you know, Nagy's in Chicago. Niedermeyer dead. Sorry, that's something different. I was out of guys. But so Bieniemy, maybe it's a possibility that he might get an interview. Or maybe Dave Tobe, who is the special teams coordinator in Kansas City, has been talked about as a possible. Maybe he comes in and then. But anyway, the concepts of what Patrick Mahomes is running and the way that he's able to throw on the run and these other kinds of things, they really think that Baker Mayfield could be strong in doing that kind of stuff going forward. Now, the other thing is, you better have the horses to do it.
You gotta have the weapons to do it.
Well, but that leads me to think that one of the things that John Dorsey, who brought in Tyreek Hill in Kansas City, is going to do is to look for a Tyreek Hill, a Deshaun Jackson type guy, whether that's via free agency or whether that's via the draft.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned them trying to bring in that Kansas City Chiefs style of offense because when Baker Mayfield was in college, he played in the spread open offense. I remember that game where Baker played against Patrick Mahomes in college, and it seemed like they were going to stop scoring touchdowns, right? And so it'd be interesting to see because I think Baker Mayfield is a future. I like everything I've seen from him all throughout the season, especially this last game. I thought he really shined against Atlanta Falcons when they really needed him to.
Now, the one thing that throws a monkey wrench into that is should Mike McCarthy become available? That's Packers East. All those guys from Green Bay who went there. Ian Rappaport's also mentioned the possibility of McCarthy, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. To the other Ohio
McCarthy
team.
better start running that football.
Who's that?
McCarthy better start running that football.
Well, yeah, we'll see about that. Hue Jackson. Now joining the Bengals staff this week.
He's back with the Bengals.
He's back with the Bengals.
Should have never left.
And when he got fired by Cleveland, a Bengals source said, watch, who's not involved in the hiring and firing guys, he said, watch, he'll probably be in the building before the end of the year. And I laughed, and sure enough, it happened.
Before the end of the week.
Now, that same person said to me, watch, he may be calling the defense by the end of the year. I said, calling the defense? What are you talking about? No, he's working with the offense. He's working with the defense. He's doing a little bit of everything. But the defensive side of the ball is where they need help. So Marvin Lewis is the defensive coordinator right now, and particularly when they come up against the Browns twice the rest of the year, Hue Jackson's going to have plenty to say there in regards to how you're going to defend that offense. And I'm also looking toward 2019 for a succession plan here with Hue Jackson. There was thought after last season that Marvin Lewis may go upstairs, take a front office role. Well, now they've got the guy that they would love to see succeed him. I do believe that that's what's setting up here for Hue Jackson.
Marvin Lewis has a lifetime appointment with the Bengals.
You just can be here and say you don't want to be here.
Hey, listen, I think that, I do think that there's a lot to be said for what Mike Brown does and the patience that he has that a lot of teams don't have. Maybe there's somewhere in between.
No, you're right, 100%. And that 2015 season when Hue was still with the Bengals, that was Andy Dalton's best season before he got hurt. I think he had the best passer rating of his career that year. He had, I think his record was 10-3. I'm trying to remember the numbers off the top of the old dome.
When Hue left the next season, I was told by Bengals people, boy, we missed Hue Jackson so much in this building, and not just schematically, the way that he coached.
Who he is.
They haven't forgot about it. Mike Brown loves him. If he's the head coach in 2019, do not color me shocked.
I like connecting these dots. You guys are great at this. CGC, you were sleuthing around a little bit.
Give me a hat.